Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Then you can pause.
Okay. It's exactly 8:30. Today's Monday, January the 8th, 2024 already. We're going to get started with our presentation, our Marvel Monday Zoom BOP, Lifewave Zoom BOP. I would like to welcome everyone to our, today is actually the first, the very first kickoff, and I'm so privileged, I suppose, to be kicking off our Marvel Monday presentations. Just like I did last week, I did our first, what's that, live BOP session on January the 2nd, which was really quite cool. Um, um, really warm wishes to everyone, for a healthy, happy, 2024, and may everyone here flourish in whatever that they want to do. May this be a blessed year for everyone. Yeah. Okay, now, so let's get started proper. I would like to firstly request, okay, everyone to mute themselves. Unfortunately, I'm not able to assign a co-host. There's some limitations, on our Zoom features today. So please help me, to ensure that if, oh, okay, okay, as I was saying, please mute yourself, okay? That will be very helpful, and especially when we're doing the presentation, when I have the slides on, unfortunately, I may not be able to mute. Okay, so anyone here right now, you're not on mute. Can you please help me to mute yourself? Okay, let's do this as a practice now. Okay, iPhone 3, Kate. Okay, Lisa. Okay, so anyone new here, please mute yourself, yeah? Okay, so I'm just gonna do it right now for some of the people who just joined. Okay. Um, all right, okay. Without any further ado, today's presentation is essentially it is a non-comprehensive presentation because we're going to limit our session tonight, to about an hour. Maybe, we'll cross over an hour, which is fine. So if you want, the fully loaded presentation, we have our live presentations at our Wood Square office. We call it WSO. We are at Tower 1 on the 11th floor, 1176. So our sessions are on Tuesday and Saturday for English, Wednesday for Mandarin, and we have our business presentation as well, covering the marketing plan, back office, done by our SPD Lawrence Chan on Fridays. Okay. Okay, so with that, I'm going to start showing you the slides. Yes, okay. Okay, very good. Oh, okay, just give me a moment. I realized that my phone is not with me. I think I better bring my phone here as well. Okay. My name is Jonas. And like I said, welcome to this presentation and welcome to the future, and the future is right now in front of you with our breakthrough technology that I'm going to start sharing pretty soon. So just very briefly, I hope you guys can see my slide. So if anyone can't see the slide, somebody please either wave or send me a message. Okay, that will be very helpful. Okay, now, so my name is Jonas. I've been in Lifewave since May 2022. So I've done, a couple of things in my life. I suppose what is most important right now is the fact, that I'm a user, right? Just like any one of you. Um, I'm not a scientist or a medical practitioner, and this presentation is not meant to be a medical or scientific or clinical, type of presentation. Okay. Um, Okay, so very important. Everyone needs to understand, and we have to be very clear about this. That Lifeway products are actually lifestyle products. We do not make any claim that we can diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any kind of disease or medical condition. And we always advise you to consult your physician, um, and for yeah, for any kind of healthcare provider that you are consulting, for any kind of treatment, new treatments, product use, um, you know, so we do not say, that whatever results that we show here, that is going to be the same, for everyone, because results could differ from person to person. And it is quite some of the success stories, are anecdotal, based on personal accounts, viewpoints, and opinion, rather than scientific or research facts. Okay. Okay. Now, um, the person on your left, this quite an elderly person. I'm sure every one of us know him. Yeah. Albert Einstein. So he was the one who said that the future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. And this guy, on your right, called Dr. Oz, who's sometimes quite controversial. He says, that the next big frontier in medicine is energy medicine. So why is this significant? It's because um, when it comes to this area, and in the in the space that we are in, which is about age reversal, many people think that it's a myth. And what okay, so, those who are not on mute, can you please make sure that you are muted? Yes, much appreciated, because there's no way that we can mute you while I'm doing the presentation. Appreciate this. Okay, so when it comes to the area of age reversal, yeah, when it comes to the area of age reversal, if we were to go back 20 years, really, people would think that this is science fiction, yeah. And if you look at it, technology has advanced so rapidly already. I mean, who can imagine that what's that, the handphone right now? Firstly, that we never had a handphone, until probably about just a few decades ago. But one can't imagine, that you can actually make calls, video calls for free, from your handphone. And literally, you can do almost anything, including pay with your handphone. So all these things were not available to us. It did not exist at all, barely a decade or 2 decades ago. Okay. So technology has changed dramatically. And we are in the forefront right now in this science, in the area of phototherapy, that together with our emphasis, on stem cells, on this subject of age reversal. Okay, so a little bit about a company. Okay, why we are at the forefront is because our goal, and LifeWave's goal, is essentially, to help the body to heal. So it's all about, self-healing. We we want, to be able to provide the right conditions and the right environment to the, for the body to be able to heal itself. Okay. So all this and our product and technology is without the use of medications, injections, surgeries. So it's non-drugs. There's no chemical involved, and in fact, it does not even enter your blood system. It does not enter your body. Okay, so we use this, yeah, that our goal, our objective, the life waves objective, is essentially to activate the doctor within us, because we believe that the body has capabilities to be able to self-heal, provided that it has the right conditions and environment. So now, from a company perspective, yeah, we pride ourselves because of the emphasis on technology, that we are an advanced technology company. So we specialize in this patented wearable technology, okay, that actually harnesses the power of light. We call it, phototherapy, to boost health at the cellular level, improving the health, wellness, beauty, and longevity. Okay, so we are um, so what we do is, we also seek to improve health, wellness, beauty, and longevity of every person we encounter. So that, is our aim. without, the use of any drugs, pills, or injections. Um, and we are patented wearable technology, when we harness the power of acupressure therapy to boost health. Yeah. Now I can give the best presentation, but at the end of the day, okay, um, our product, our technology really needs to be experienced rather than, just us trying to explain and to elaborate. Yeah. Okay, now somebody needs to be on mute. Can I have that person? Okay, now I'm just gonna mute a few people here. I'm sorry about this. Okay, but I think it's a little bit too distracting. Okay, mute, mute. Okay, so please don't unmute yourself. Now that I've muted you, I think that's it already. Let's hope that anyone new as well can make this. Unfortunately, I can't make anyone a co-host because the co-host button is just not available. Now, don't ask me why, but okay, we will make do just as we do in life. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Yeah. So this is our CEO. His name is David Schmidt. Yeah. So what is unique is David Schmidt is three in one. Yeah. He's the founder, he's the CEO, and he's the inventor at the same time. Now, we find that, and we think, that this is really a strategic benefit and strength. Yeah. And that's how our company, our technology for the last few years, has moved so rapidly. We are on a trajectory that I think, has surprised the entire industry, simply because, you can't have the founder, who argues with the CEO and who argues with the inventor, but it's actually the same person. Yeah. So David Smith is a highly qualified person. He is a doctor of science and technology. He has been given this honorary doctorate by the International Hall of Fame of Inventors. And he has been involved, as a director before Wave. He has actually been what's that? He has been involved, in projects with the U.S. Military. Okay, so both, with the U.S. military as well as, so it's both for commercial as well as um, what's that? With the military. Yeah. Okay, I suppose that's right. Okay. um, Now, we have 130 plus patents. In fact, I think it's more than 130 over patents already. We've already crossed, that number, all attributed to Lifewave, the company, and to David Schmidt. So the significant benefit to this one, I suppose, what is really relevant from this fact is that our products just won't disappear because the products are actually owned by the owner who, also founded and is the CEO of the company. Okay. So the other unique feature here is the fact that um, we are actually accidental beneficiaries because this product was actually developed to help the U.S. Navy SEALs. Yeah, so there's a story behind it. But David Schmidt was actually given an award, for helping the Navy SEALs because he invented a submarine that was so good that the Navy SEALs could not remain there without having to use caffeinated stimulants and other opioids. Yeah. And then, he invented other things, to help the U.S. Army veterans, those people who come back from wars. Um, they used it to the extent that a lot of them who were once dependent on morphine, could wean themselves off morphine. And another attribute, a very unique attribute, is the fact, that we were involved with a key research, stem cell research, in collaboration with the National University of Ireland, Galway, together with the Regenerative Medicine Institute. And this was actually funded by the Science Foundation of Ireland. In other words, it was funded by the Irish government. So we're in a unique position here where we are honored, we are acknowledged by the US government through the military for our contributions and how, we have helped the soldiers as well, as the Irish government because of the groundbreaking stem cell research, that we conducted with them. Okay. And the third fact is that, everything is done in-house. So our manufacturing, our research, our customer service, our logistics, everything is in-house. And that has actually worked to LifeWave's advantage because even during the worst of the COVID days, while many companies, had been affected, we have been unscathed to a very large extent. Um, and we had not slowed down, and I suppose, in many ways that's why we have overtaken and become, quite a force to be reckoned with, um, in our industry. Okay, so a little bit about the product itself, and just this is just a snapshot. Yeah, we are not, a company that is 2 or 3 years. This year is actually our 20th anniversary. So there have been millions of people who have already benefited from our products from 2004. The mention of 202 is because, the research had already started. So our R&D had already started, from 2002, and actually, before that, because of David Schmidt's, interest in many areas, to help the fellow human being. So all along the way, products were created because, there were crises in the US at that point in time, culminating, in 2019, where we term it as the reverse aging era. And that's where our X39, our game changer product, was actually created and launched. And one of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of issues today is because of aging. Yeah. And with aging, well, David actually says that, this is actually a disease. Yeah. But it stems from the fact that it's because of degeneration, which causes, whether it's disability, whether it's aches and pains, discomfort, slower recovery, compromised immunity, and of course, you have mental issues as well, like dementia. And right now, many other things that, when doctors, they cannot find a category for it. I don't know whether you realize or not, that the area of autoimmune diseases seem to be growing almost daily, as a matter of fact. Plus the fact, that chronic diseases, the prevalence of it, continues to increase year on year, despite the fact that medical technology supposedly, has been improving, making leaps and bounds, but we are not seeing actually that it's impacting significantly on a lot of these chronic diseases. Now, one of the reasons why is because stem cells in our body, which are critical, they are the parent cells, or the base, the foundational cells. They also age and they also die along with age. So stem cells are the ones that are responsible for our entire body's health. Stem cells actually give birth, to other cells. So if the stem cells are no longer functional, no longer active, you can imagine, that the other cells in our body could also be impacted. So why the cells need more stem cells right now, more than ever? Okay, is because of this fact, yeah, that stem cells, as I mentioned, it actually declines with age. So if you see here, at birth, you probably have about 100%, but then, at 35, you're already 45% lower. Okay. At age 50, you're more than 50% lower. At age 65, you're about 90%. At age 70, probably you're only left about anywhere between 2 to 5%. And that's why, many people suffer, or they notice that their recovery is much slower. When you get a cut, it seems to take much longer for it to heal. When you get an injury, it actually seems to take forever, for that matter. Okay, so it's a profound difference that we feel every day, simply because our stem cells, when they are no longer working, functioning in its optimal level, then we are going to unfortunately feel the effects of it. Okay, so this is just another depiction of it, of which about 5% of stem cells are left, between 65 to 70 years old. Okay, now when we talk about stem cells, there are many ways that one can be administered stem cell, right? So you have the stem cell therapy, and the stem cell therapy, can be done as close as like, in Johor Bahru, yeah. So people who know, what stem cell therapy is, you probably know also that it's actually very expensive, yeah. Um, it's not available in Singapore at this stage, and for good reason, because there's still many risks involved. There are also ethical issues involved when it comes to stem cell therapy. And also, when you talk about the risks, I think, the failure rate, if I read correctly, is actually still quite high. Um, Now, besides the stem cell therapies out there, there is also, the chance, that well, there are many products out there um, which alleges that they have stem cells within the supplement. So I think you everyone here should have at least encountered whether it's from sheep, from deer, from plants, from marine life, so on and so forth, yeah. But I hope everybody agrees, okay, that the stem cells that is best for us, that is best for the human body, has to be actually our own stem cells. So what if there is a technology and a product out there that can activate our own stem cells? Because our stem cells will not reject our body, and our body will not reject the stem cells. Yeah. So if we are able to rejuvenate, to repair, to actually heal, the stem cells, then our stem cells can operate more optimally, more robustly. It can bring our body back to its very youthful state. And of course, in our youthful state, if we remember, we could do so many more things than, let's say, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. If you're 40s, you actually notice, the difference when you're in your 30s to 40s to 50s to 60s. Yeah, so what is the future medical technology? To us, there are two areas. And the first area I've already mentioned, which is about stem cells. So when tissue or organs are damaged, the stem cells are really able to repair, yeah, because there are two main functions of the stem cells, which is to duplicate itself and then to differentiate into other organ cells. And this process could really reverse or prevent damage to the vital organs that unfortunately experiences degeneration, experiences not only degeneration from age, but then actually also through lifestyle, to the stresses that we go through, as well as the pollutions and the food that we take. So we are constantly under a lot of onslaught, from all over the place, from every single angle. And thank goodness we have right now X39, which is the stem cell activation patch, which David Schmidt, up to today, he says that this is probably his best ever achievement to date. Yeah. So X39 is not something, again, that was brought on overnight. There's been many years, in fact, decades of scientific research and experiments that David had conducted before actually putting this out to the market in 2018, 2019. So you can see from here as well, that there are clinical studies done, not only for X39, but for all the patches that we have. Um, this needs to be experienced. You really have to experience it. Yeah. Now we are not also saying that X39 just gives rise to and it reactivates the stem cells without actually any scientific substantiation. So that's where GHK-Cu comes in, and X39 actually elevates this GHU copper. It's a copper peptide, and with the elevation of the GHK-Cu, that's where our stem cells actually get activated. So what is this GHK-Cu? GHK-Cu is um, um, a discovery by a Dr. Laurent Picard. So he was able to isolate this copper peptide called GHK-Cu from our human plasma, and that was back in 1973. Yeah, and since then, this GHK-Cu has been studied by thousands of scientists and researchers who confirm. Yeah. The benefits that an elevated GHK-Cu can provide, like how it repairs DNA damage, how it induces programmed death cells on cancer, how it stimulates collagen production, how it possesses antioxidant, anti-inflammatory effects. In fact, GHK-Cu can also be found in the National Library of Medicine, which is the official go-to scientific portal of the US government. And you can see here under this category, this topic, regenerative and protective actions of the GHK-Cu peptide in light of the new gene data. So um, this publication also confirms, that GHK-Cu can reset our genes to a younger, healthier state. Yeah, so it has been found, to possess even self-protective actions against the likes, of cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions. Now, again, we're not saying and we're not making any claim that um, um, the patches, can actually heal cancer. But this is from the publication, from very public publication that you can find on the internet, that when you have an elevated GHK-Cu, that it could lead, to um, anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions. Okay. All right. So whether it is rapid wound healing, resetting of genes, tuning the body, and very importantly, converting older life cells to a younger state. Okay. So that's what happens, as proven by the many hundreds and thousands of literature out there, when the GHK-Cu peptide is elevated, and all these things are proven, okay? Because we have clinical data that shows that when the before and after, when we patch the X39 and we can measure the GHK-Cu levels, that it is elevated, for people who actually patch the X39 for a period of time, okay?
Someone two chopstick in front of you. All right.
Okay, sorry, let me just mute this person. Okay. So some of the X39 benefits here, yeah. You can see that there are many benefits, but again, we are not saying that this is that we are treating, healing, but this is anecdotally, we have got thousands of people who have shared their story. Why? It's because, from just a few days of patching, the genes actually begin, 4,000 of the genes begin to reset already. And then this is what people experience, that 1 to 3 months, your gut will reset well, physical changes will occur from 3 to 6 months. We are talking then, about deep healing actually happening. But we realize, that the magic happens when when we patch, for about 6 months to 12 months. So that's where the reverse aging actually happens. Yeah. And as David say, X39 is not about anti-aging. It is about reverse aging. And the best part is all this is done, that is very safe. It is non-drug, it's non-transdermal. Nothing actually enters the body, nothing invasive. So you don't put anything in the mouth. You don't have to worry that it's going to interfere with any kind of medication you're taking, therapy that you are undergoing through, some kind of treatment, or even um, a pacemaker in the heart. So we've got people even with that, they can safely use our product and technology. So we are unique because besides the stem cells, the other aspect of it is that we are phototherapy, which just means, that we use light to heal, and we are the only product in the world, only phototherapy product in the world that uses the human body as its own power source, okay? And how this is done, in the words of David Smith, so he came up with a way of manufacturing nanoscale crystals, embedding them into a patch with just very, very simple ingredients that he has control over the volume of each of these ingredients that can be found anywhere. And all you need to do is, you just patch it, on your body, okay, and it would these patches actually would then reflect, very specific wavelengths of light that stimulates the skin. And that's where we've had many cases of people who share if they have knee pain, that it actually helps them. In fact, I just came back from, for my club. I was there, I was supposed to go to the gym, didn't happen, but I happened to meet somebody who has sciatica pain, patched him on the spot, and then, like 5-10 minutes, he says, hey, guess what? Yeah, my numbness is gone. So this is usually what happens, to us who's doing this practically on a daily basis. Okay, enough of sharing. Let's get on to the testimonial. And the first testimonial, we have 2 testimonials, okay? So the first testimonial that we have to share is going to be from Mr. Lee. But before that, just a disclaimer again to remind everyone, Lifewave does not diagnose, treat, or cure any kind of diseases. We do not make any medical claims. And the results, the stories that you hear, it may vary from person to person simply because each person's disposition is actually very different, okay? We also say, that because we use acupressure, meridian philosophy, that we are almost like acupuncture without needles. So with that, I'm going to hand the floor over to Mr. Lee Lim Seng, who is from Malaysia. So he has kindly agreed to dial in to share his amazing story. Okay, so Mr. Lee, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Jonas.
Okay, so over to you, Mr. Lee. I will control the slides as you talk.
Okay. First, I would like to thank Mr. Jonas to let me have this opportunity to share my story. Okay, I'm Lee from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So current my job is senior sales and marketing in one of the local palm oil manufacturer. Okay. So okay, we start from the what we see my medical report so Mr. Jonas, can you show that the report? Okay, we start the first report, right? Normal year every year I will have a medical checkup. So in year 2022 December, so I go to as usual have a medical checkup. After the report came out, actually I'm quite sad because referred to the doctor, he said everything is under control because which my age that time is 58 but by refer to doctor, my cholesterol is very high, so I need to take medicine immediate. If no, the doctor mentioned I will get stroke anytime. But after this report, I go back and then I told my wife, my children. Actually, they also asked me to listen to the doctor.
Listen to
you
the
should take the so you should take the medicine. So you can see the result actually is quite high it's 7.74 in this in the report especially the bad cholesterol also quite high. So no choice. After means go through with my family, I told my wife and my children because the life is mine. So I want to try to get some what we said supplement to control and exercise then from here I would like to thank Mr. Cindy, Miss Cindy, Miss Yan, and Mr. Jonas because last year March they fly from Singapore to KL and meet up with me, and then they introduce this Lifewave to me So from that day also I foresee that I go through and then I foresee the product is good, so I want to try. So I join and then I start to use X39 and Aeon day and night and then after 3 months later, Percosa went to our company, and then they provide what we say a free medical checkup. So I take part. So after the report came out, actually just a slight improvement. So the cholesterol another slide, Mr. Jonas, I think this one. The Percosa one, Picasso. So the result came out actually is 7.5, also consider very high. This one also consider very high. So beginning I a bit sad lah, because I sometimes I got join the what we say the briefing everything about this product, how strong the product. But after 3 months, I foresee that just reduce a bit sad there. So even though I told my wife, they say you better take medicine, but I still continue to say I want to continue with Lifewave. I want to try until year end of 2023. Until the last report in December 2023, normal our yearly medical checkup. So from the report came out, actually I quite happy with the result lah, because now I reduced my cholesterol to 6.63. Means from 7.74 2022 to 6.63 in December 2023, actually reduced by 1.11. And then what I feel happy is because when I go to this medical checkup, beginning the doctor go through my last year report, and then he asked me, do you take medicine? I said, no. He said, cannot. So he asked me, how many times you take medicine per week? Actually, I tell a lie. I told him 2 or 3 times. He said, cannot. You don't think sometimes you say you take some supplement, you can reduce your cholesterol. He said, no point. So anyway, he said, we wait until your blood report come out, so we go through. So after this report, they sent to me. Actually, I'm quite happy lah, because there's much what we say reduced. And then I go to the doctor also. He also told me that actually you see you can see my bad cholesterol is reduced, and then my good cholesterol also a bit increased. And then he told me actually refer to this bad cholesterol 4 point something. He said you can select to take medicine or without medicine. So I still consider without medicine. You can see from here, if compare 2022 and 2023. So the total for 2023, the cholesterol is the total here is 6.63 lah. And then you can see the comparison. The good cholesterol and bad cholesterol also got improvement. So I feel that happy that to continue with these patches. And then after this report, I also dare to told my friend that because some of my friends before I got told them about my result, and then some of them also said, Lee, if you can reduce your cholesterol, please let me know. I want to try. So today I dare to told them come and join Lifewave for a better healthy lifestyle. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, you were saying that you use X39. Anything else, or only X39?
X39 and Aeon day and night.
Okay, X39. I'm sure you know that is at the tip of people's tongues wanting to ask you, yeah. Okay, just want to comment, Mr. Lee. I really have to commend you because you are so courageous. You actually tell the doctor, no, you don't want to take medicine.
Yeah. Because we know what this type of medicine if you take is for your whole life. So why I still want to try with this Lifewave patches. It's like that. See whether can reduce or help me. But okay lah. In the end, I found that actually have a quite good what we say result lah. Okay. Even though like the beginning, the doctor say you must take because anytime you can get stroke. But in this year 2023 December, he said actually you can select to take or do not want to take the medicine.
Wow. Okay. And how did you feel? because you started patching in March, right? But then after that, you went for another medical in May. Yeah, but then
Yes.
no improvement. So how did you feel? Or did people try to discourage you? When that happened?
Sure lah. For family also same lah. My wife say, I don't think all these things can help you lah. Better you take medicine lah. But I always am say the life is under my hand, in my hand. So I want to try, continue to try these patches until year end of 2023, and then see what is the different or improvement lah. Luckily lah, something I saw lah. So I so quite happy with this Lifewave lah. So even though now some of my friends also foresee that this result, and then some also after I use these patches, some of my friends also foresee that actually my can say my face having some changes lah. So some lady also start to want to try lah. So I think it's a good way lah. Even for myself also, I think I told you, Mr. Jonas, you before, because this year is my retirement year lah. Especially last week, actually it's the last day, but the company didn't come to me on the contract, and then until the Monday morning, my deputy MD rang me up and then asked me why do I want to continue my job. I told her no, but you see, no lah. You see, you still young lah. You continue to work for me for another 2 years lah. You see, I also will retire another 1 year lah. So, I think that I need to do something lah. Because I feel that actually Lifewave is my retirement business lah.
Wonderful to hear that. Okay, great. Okay, now, do you have any advice to our listeners here? Okay, those who may be undergoing or like similar situation, similar challenges, where the doctors tell them something also that's very scary, or that they have gone through, like they patch for a few months, they haven't seen any results. What's your advice to these people?
Actually, I feel that patience is very important. We must have a patience. Not say overnight the result is not there. So what we say means we go away or what. We need to continue.
Okay. So patience is very important. It's critical.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Do you patch every day?
Yes, every day.
Okay, so that's important, right? For you to see the results, that
Yeah.
you have to be very
Yes,
diligent
correct.
in your patching also.
Yeah.
Okay.
You must follow all the steps lah.
Okay. Yes, and then even I see a message here. Serene Wu also shared that her LDL reduced from 3.46 to 3.12 after using Lifewave patch for about 4 months. Okay, so I'm sure also Serene would have patched very diligently. So I think that's going to be that's part of the key lah. Okay, wonderful. Anything else, Mr. Lee? Any other advice, final advices that you can give to our listeners here?
Don't fear. Just go ahead.
All right. Okay. Never fear. Yes. No fear.
Never fear and go ahead. It's a good product.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Once again, thank you, Mr. Lee, and everyone here as well. I hope that you would join me also, to thank Mr. Lee for sharing his story. And this is a very encouraging, inspiring story. I hope everyone would agree. Those people, in fact, today, when I was having a conversation with a few gentlemen at the club, they were saying, oh yeah, we have problems, everyone, because they are of a certain age. So you say, what's new? So I told them, and say, what is new is that maybe, you don't have to resort to medication. Maybe, there's something, that can help your body to do the self-healing, which is what we are all about. Okay, great. So thank you so much, Mr. Lee. Now we are going to have the second testimonial. by Mr. Amir Rahman, our good friend, Mr. Amir. Amir, are you there?
Yes, Jonas, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So Amir, the floor is yours. You can start your sharing right now.
All right. Thank you very much. And first of all, thanks for having me here. It's an opportunity for me to share. And also, congrats to Mr. Lee, right? One is that he managed to reduce his cholesterol. Second, for having that courage to persevere and see the result of the improvement, right? I think I may not be as brave and courageous as him to go against what doctors say. Yeah, people will just go the easier way and wait for the result to because fearing that something adverse may happen. Right. I would like to share my own personal experience. I actually have this sciatica pain. The pain stretch from the initially left buttock down to the thigh, then to the calf. Yeah. When I first shared this with my friend, most of them was then telling me that I could be suffering from slip disc. But I went for X-rays, MRI, and all that. It shows that there isn't any slip disc. But then the doctor then also was not able to tell me exactly what was my problem. Okay, then until a friend came to me and said, "Hey, I have something similar, and it is known as sciatica." And said that people of our age and last time used to be active tend to have that. So okay, so I took it. It's sciatica. So I had that sciatica was what 2 years ago. The first attack, if I can say that, 2 years ago. And after I went for some massage and all that, went for therapies, and well, goodness, it helps. And I don't feel any pain anymore. If not, if it's gonna be, if I had the attack, it's so painful that I can't even stand for long. I can't even walk far. And I can recall there was during one of the massage session. During the massage, I felt good, but after the massage, it doesn't take more than 10 minutes. I was supposed to walk from the massage place to my car, which was about 100 meters away. I think less than a quarter, I stopped and I told my wife I cannot move anymore. Yeah, and the worst thing was that it was a one-way street, so there was no way for my wife to drive the car unless she made another turn, and that will be taking so much time. So I start slowly, and I felt very painful. So yeah, then last year, right, around May and early June, I met up with Jackie and Wendy, and also not forgetting Peter, who was the one who actually who introduced me to this Lifewave patches, right? The first time that Jackie patched Aeon on my neck, I don't feel much different. And yeah, but what I admire, though I told them, hey, I don't feel much, but they're quite persistent in wanting to know how I actually, you know, my well-being, for that matter. Then after that, Jin Long came to Singapore. Then Jackie told me, why don't I, sit down and listen to Jin Long, and after that share. You were also there. And well, it was different when Jin Long patched the thing Aeon and also IceWave, right? I could feel the difference and the relief of the, right, from the pain, almost instantaneous. Within few minutes, I told him that, hey, I'm good now, and yeah. The wonderful thing is that, well, the sciatica pain, well, it starts at the bottom area. And I told Jin Long then, hey, you don't expect me to put down my pants and patch it on button in front of so many people at Wood Square at the office. I said, no issue. So yeah, he patched it on my pants, and on my pants, it's after that, it's not straight away the skin, but I have my wallet there and all that. And even though it is not a direct patch on my buttock, then I really felt the relief. So it does not matter whether you patch it on your skin or whatsoever, but even through some, intermediates, you'll be able to feel that the effect of the patch. That is something that really make me wonder, hey, there is no restriction. You don't have, if you're allergic to it, to any patches or whatsoever, or you have some skin problem, you can always patch it above it. Okay, for example, you can patch it on the leg. Instead of patching directly on the leg, you can patch it on the socks that you wear, or the singlet that you put on, right, on your body. And yeah, that's a wonderful part of it. Yeah. So I'll share one more thing.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Apart from the sciatica, okay, but still on the sciatica issue, I still have some slight pains here and there, but it wasn't as bad as when I got it. And yeah, where to be frank, if I'm required to queue behind a person, right, to order my food, or for example, at the hawker center, if I have to queue and there's 2 person in front of me, I will give up, because I will not last even the first person, have to be able to take their food, and I will just most of the time I got bypassed because I need to find a seat, then I got the queue back again, then instead of getting nearer, I'm not moving at all. So those are the things, how much this Lifewave Patch has helped. And now I'm not worried. Even though 5% before me, I can still queue, and until until I'm served. Right. The other thing that I would like to share recently, as you know that I went to Scotland for about 1.5 months, and I was there to visit my 2 daughters and all that. I went there with my granddaughter and with my wife. So currently, one day before departure, my granddaughter was diagnosed to have COVID-19. Yeah. Okay. Though, I want initially I'm gonna patch her with this Lifewave patch, but because she's not even 1 year old yet then, so I said, okay, never mind. We'll just hold on to it, and because if anything happens to her, she's not able to describe whatsoever. Apparently, when I reached Scotland, the next day, I was the one who got infected with COVID-19. I think maybe because after taking care of her during the flight, and well, the early days in Scotland, so I got infected. And this time, what I did was I applied X39 and also glutathione. What I did not put was Aeon. But amazingly, once after putting that, right, X39 and glutathione, within 2 days, okay, within 2 days, I put it as within a 1.5 day, because after that I was quite okay, and I recovered back my energy and my health, for that matter. A year ago, right? I experienced COVID-19 before that when I was in Belfast, and I suffered for about 5 days, and I was out of action for 5 days. I mean, this time with the patch, within 2 days, I'm good, and yeah, I'm negative. So yeah, that is the wonderful part, because I think now, as you all know, we have read in the papers and all that, and heard news that the COVID-19 cases are on the increase. I think LifeWave should be always available with us, So if you need, yeah, it's always ready to be applied, to be deployed at the areas that we need to heal. And similarly, I shared this with a good friend of mine, who's he and his family went to KL, and apparently when I was in KL, everyone got infected with COVID-19. So they did the same. They applied X39, glutathione, and Aeon, and they said everyone recovered within 3 days. Within 3 days. This good friend of mine, that was his 4th time having COVID-19. In the past, it stretched from 1 to 2 weeks whenever he got COVID. But this time, only 3 days, and he was very, very happy and thankful about it. So at least, though his holiday was just in KL, so it's those period holidaying in KL is not go wasted staying in the hotel room and not able to go out at all. Yeah. So okay, Jonas, that's what I can share, and I hope well, it's clear enough.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you for the
very
session.
good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amir, for sharing this. Hey, just one or two questions. Your sciatica, how long were you putting up with that sciatica pain before LifeWave came along?
About a year. Yeah. And when LifeWave came along, when I met up with Jackie and all that, it was actually a relapse. Remember I told you that I went for therapy and massage, and subsequently one of the therapists was very good, and he told me to do some exercises and all that, and it heals. 1 year later, the thing relapsed, and wow, that was like, even that therapist told me nothing much I can do. You just need to continue to maintain and exercise. Yeah.
So he came back with a vengeance.
Then that's where Jackie, Wendy, and Peter do their wonders. Of course, Jin Long and yourself was also there at the office. Yeah. So,
okay, wonderful. Yeah. Any final advice that you'd like to give to our listeners here? Those people who could be suffering from something, as painful as chronic, something that, it could be sciatica, it could be, something that's similar.
Yeah. I would want to say this. Maybe it sounds like a disclaimer. Everyone is different, right? You may be suffering from the same kind of ailments and all that, but that person body may take it differently, and yeah. But nevertheless, if you are consistent, right, right, you will see the result. I mean, it may be, one will see the effect slower than, but never give up, right? Just like what Mr. Lee, did, and he said after 3 months, and yet I don't see any progress, and family members, you better go back to the medicine, but he was persistent, and he trusted and he believed in the product, and therefore, right, you see everything being lowered now, and he was given a choice whether you want to stick to medication or not. So I think that is more and more important, in the sense you don't expect because this Lifewave, no doubt, you know, you see people who suffering from chronic pain, right? Even stroke for that matter, who been suffering for about a year after applying Aeon and drinking lots of water. Within minutes, right? Within minutes, and he was able to raise his hand and able to walk a few steps, right? Yeah. If you don't see that on you, but if you trust the product, right, hold on to it and stick to it, you will see the healing process, it's actually working on you without you realizing it. Because nobody can tell that, oh, after using X39 for a day, I've got 4,000 genes activated, right? But slowly you'll see, hey, you may not see the pain, right, goes off, but you start seeing some incremental progress, or some part uh, of you being, you know, you feel better in one way or another, but the pain is still there, but but some element that you have it for a long time, and that one goes off first before the main ailment that you want to resolve. It's actually finally resolved, or cured for that matter. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. Thank
believe
you so
and have
much.
trust
Yeah,
in
very good
the product.
advice. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, wonderful. Okay, I hope that everyone enjoyed the sharing from both Mr. Lee and Mr. Amir. Okay, these are very real stories, very inspirational stories. You can imagine the relief, yeah, that Amir felt, and even Mr. Lee when he saw the results. For Mr. Lee, it took a slightly longer time. Yeah, Mr. Amir actually saw it pretty quickly in terms of the pain relief. But as Mr. Amir had said, that everyone's body is different. We could respond slightly differently, but then just because a particular area we have not seen the results yet, doesn't mean that it's not working on other parts of the body. Okay. All right, wonderful. And it's very apt as well, yeah, that we now talk about this, where reverse aging actually does take time. Okay. So we have to be patient, as Mr. Lee said, okay, because when you're talking about the digestive system, yeah, you can see it fairly quickly. But if there's any issues, the blood, chances are you won't see it until 4 months later. Or for that matter, anything to do with bones, it could be 3 months, or the brain, it could take, up to a year or maybe even more. Yeah. So reverse aging takes time, and patience, is the absolute key. Yeah. So I've already mentioned about this. Again, we stress for X39, the patching between 6 to 12 months, because, that's where reverse aging actually takes place. So this slide actually shows you that we have data. Okay, David Schmidt actually used, this company called Repeat Diagnostic, which is a gold standard, for telomere testing. Telomere is actually, a part of a cell, the tail end of it, and the length of it determines how healthy and how long, we could actually live. And what they found was that in as little as 6 months, telomeres lengthen to the equivalent of 8.5 years. So if your telomeres lengthen, it means, that your body's age is actually reversing. And interestingly, there's no change observed when blood is drawn at 3 months, only, when it's about 6 months and beyond. Okay. So again, that takes patience. Also, as part of the regime in patching, water is most important, because water is the best conductor of what we call biocurrents, because it's all about the electrical signals, the nervous system, the cells actually messaging each other that, when you have water, as a conductor, that's where it becomes so much more efficient. So as a summary, the fact is that stem cells are while it's the repair cells of the body, but then as we age, unfortunately, it goes to sleep, it dies, it becomes inactive. We do have a solution here to activate our own stem cells to actually reset them to a younger, healthier state through this product called X39. And one of the best points here is the fact that using, let's say, just X39 every single day for 6 months, yeah, it is so affordable, and we should be comparing against stem cell therapy outside, which costs thousands of dollars. But a 6 months usage of only the X39 on a daily basis would still set you back, only less than 1,000 Sing dollars. Okay, it is safe. There's no injections, no drugs. It is non-invasive, no chemicals, non-transdermal, meaning, that it doesn't enter the body at all. And, it has been used by professional athletes like the likes of David Beckham, Serena Williams in tennis, Michael Phelps in swimming, NBA, NFL players in the US, and so many other full-time athletes, professional athletes who get tested before each competition. So that there's no drugs involved. Otherwise, they will not be able to compete. They will be suspended, if not, expelled from their sport. It is totally safe because these people are using this. They cannot afford for harm to come to them because they're worth, so much millions of dollars. It is patented. So we've got more than 130 patents. And the best thing is that, we have 80 to 90 clinical studies to back up what we are saying. Yeah. And for those people who don't like needles, well, this is where it's better than an acupuncture because we are acupuncture without the needles. So with that, I'm going to open up to the floor. We are a little bit, yeah, okay, but it's okay. I think, we can spend a few minutes actually. So anyone here who has questions, feel free to, you can type it in the chat group and we can answer your questions. Anyone has any questions? Yeah. Okay, so while you're thinking about this, can all of you actually join me in thanking our two special guests for sharing, their heartfelt stories, okay? And they are just so, it's very inspirational. Yeah, every time I hear a story like this, I tell you, it really just lifts my heart. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just running through the, okay, the chat right now. Let's see, anyone here? Okay. Okay. All right, so sorry, I forgot to introduce. My name is Deki and my son is 11 years old. We are from Bhutan, okay. My son is diagnosed with Stargardt diseases, which is a genetic degeneration of the retina, okay. Would stem cell help regain his vision, okay. Thank you for the question, Deki. Okay, so I just want to stress, okay, that we cannot say that we can cure, that we can even treat for that matter, yeah. But do we have stories like this, very powerful stories? In fact, I have one story of somebody with macular degeneration. So the doctor confirmed, that she was going blind and there's a hole in the retina. And just about 2 months ago, she shared that she went back to see the doctor because her problem was actually in two eyes. It's just that, one of them was very much more severe. Somehow the hole disappeared, yeah. So the doctor could not explain it. And, she had been, before Lifewave, she had tried many other things and it didn't help. But then in her case, after using Lifewave for about a year. So this is not something, again, that's instant. It is not automatic because healing is a process. It is not an event. So it means, that it will take time, as I showed you in one of the last few slides. And especially, for something that, is degenerative in nature, and especially to do with the eyes, we need to be patient. So we do have stories about this, without saying, that LifeWave actually cures, but then it has helped people, with uh, um, macular and eye degenerative issues. Okay. Okay. And at the end of the day, yes, I just like to say this as well. Um, this is safe. Okay. This is affordable. Right. It's not a matter of sometimes, whether we can afford to try. The question is whether we can afford not to try. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Just looking at the chat group. Okay. No, it looks like everyone seems to be fine. There's no questions. Okay. Okay. Doris had a question. For sciatica, where do you patch the ice wave? Amir, are you still there?
Yes, Jonas, I'm
You
still here. I saw that.
this question?
Yeah.
Yes, no, you you have direct experience of this.
Yeah. Okay. Doris, my sciatica pain, there's 2 points of it. The most painful part is at the lower buttock, and the second one is at the calf on the side of it. So yeah, those are the 2 places that I faced. Of course, the colored one, it's placed at the most painful part. That was the lower part of my buttock, and the white one, it's at the calf area. Yeah, so that's where I placed it. But again, if your sciatica pain, wherever the pain area is or are, then you may have, if you can patch it, the patching protocol may be a bit different, but ice-wave come with 2 types of patches, the colored one and the white one. The colored one is for the most painful part, and the white one is another area that is also painful, and you can actually rotate until you feel that which one will give you a better relief. I think Jonas can share that part of it, because I've seen him doing wonders, moving that that ice-wave patches on people. Yeah. Okay, Jonas, I hope that helps.
Yes, it does. So that's a very good explanation already. Yeah. Yeah. So for sciatica, when you're patching ice wave, you try to identify as best as you can, the spot, okay, where it is most painful. And while I'm not a medical doctor, but just from experience, yeah, many people with sciatica, they say, oh, can you help me, because there's this tightness, tension, or whatever it is, at the lower sides of the leg. But in many of the sciatica cases, we found that if you're able to help, with the lower back at the buttocks area, that's where actually the pain radiates, and what you feel in the leg sometimes could be the effects of what is radiating from the source of where the pain is, which is usually where the back and close to the buttocks is. Yeah. So that is one point that I usually like to focus. Yeah, and yeah, most of the time, it would help already. Sometimes you may have to move the ice wave patch a little bit, just to find the exact spot. I'm talking about the brown patch. Not forgetting, that the white patch, you have to be patient, have confidence, that it will help. Yeah, when you're doing what we call, the clockwork method in using the white patch of the ice wave. Okay. Okay, now my iPhone, can I speak for a few seconds? Do I assume that this is Decky? Is that correct? Okay, would you like to?
Hello,
Yes.
hello, Mr. Jonas. This is Vicky.
Yes, hi, Decky.
Yeah, thank you for having me in the group. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Because of some I think connectivity issue, I could not really hear clearly on the story that you told me about the lady with the macular degeneration. Did you say that once she started using those patches, am I correct?
Yeah.
Did she
Yes.
start using those patches, and then the whole that retina, the part where it went dark, did it really disappear, or did you say something like that? Because I could not really clearly hear it. Yeah.
Okay. So what she told me was that the hole in the retina
Mhm.
okay, actually started to close.
Okay. Which means it started healing, right?
Yes.
So that means she started seeing things again.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
right now,
becoming normal.
yes. So right now her problem is that she has cataract,
Okay.
which we all know that between cataract and macular degeneration, you know which one is more severe, right?
Mm.
Yeah. So to me, when she told me she had cataract, I was very happy still for her because cataract is not
Yeah, yeah.
as severe.
Cataract is okay. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So okay, just wanted to clarify on that, and I just hope I can talk to you more maybe next time
Ah,
henceforth.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
you know where to reach me. You're from Chris's, right? Chris was one.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay, great.
yes. I'm
Okay.
Chris's
Yeah.
friend.
So we can talk
Yeah.
more.
Thank you. Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so any testimonials on lupus and rheumatic arthritis? Yeah, lupus, yeah, it's one of those autoimmune diseases. I believe that we do have. Okay, now, just want to say this in general, yeah, that there are many diseases out there. Okay, whether it's all these new autoimmune diseases that continue to go out. I stopped counting when they stopped at like something called Kawasaki. I don't know whether they'll be introducing a Suzuki or Honda anywhere else, but after a while, I came to realize, that diseases, while it has many names and it comes in many forms, when it comes to healing, there's only one way. Yeah. So we should take assurance, okay, that the body, when it starts healing, it is always at a cellular level. So if your cells can be strengthened, if your cells can repair itself, if your stem cells especially can uh, uh, regain its robustness, then there's always an opportunity and a chance that your body will be able to combat whatever issues it could be facing. Okay. Yeah. So lupus and definitely arthritic, rheumatoid, arthritic issues. I've seen what's that, testimonials on this. Okay. But I hope it makes sense. Okay. So if you think, that what I just said makes sense, please just put in 111 for me. Okay. Okay. So Doris, what about the Eon patch? Yeah. I suppose you are um, referring to the sciatica. Okay, so the Eon patch, usually we place it at the neck. Yeah? We call it GV14. Okay, so it's just behind. If you bend down, there's a protruding bone. So it's probably like 1 or 2 finger width from that protruding bone behind your neck. Okay, so that's where we usually patch our anti-inflammation, anti-stress patch called Eon. Okay. Okay, now, any other questions? Okay, most welcome, Joanna. All right, so I take it that there's no other questions. It's 10 minutes to 10 already. We have an overrun today, but I hope that everyone has benefited from our 2 sharers. Their testimonials are considered to be extremely powerful. And actually, Amir, I have seen him when he was in pain. So the fact, that right now he's living such a good quality life, with very much reduced pain, that in itself already, it speaks volumes where I'm concerned. Okay, and let's see now. Okay, I just want to, okay, let me just go back to the screen, yeah? Okay, so for those of you who are in Singapore, if you're based in Malaysia, well, you can always come here to attend our BOPs. So, if you're new, you may want to take a snapshot of this. We are at Woodland Square, okay, 1176, Tower 1, Singapore 737715, okay? And our BOPs in English are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Wednesday is our Mandarin BOP. Friday is our business presentation done by Lawrence Chan. Okay. So with that, if there are no other questions, let me just check. I hope there's a recording. Yes, there would be a recording. Okay, we should be hopefully posting this in Jin Long's what do you call it? His YouTube channel. In the next few days. Okay. Now, I just want to stress again, yeah, that the results could differ from person to person. While we really want the patches to work, I can safely and very optimistically say that the patches can help. But as to how long will it take to help, we don't know, because that depends on a person's body. And to what extent can it help? This is, again, it's something that it's very hard for us to determine. Okay. Okay, so with that, I think there are no other questions. Okay, thank you very much. Again, I wish everyone here a fantastic and blessed 2024. And may your life, be filled with adventure, good health, very good friends, best of friends, loving family, and really, good night, everyone. Okay, so with that, we've come to the end of our presentation. Okay, all right, so have a great week, everyone. Okay, good night. Most welcome, Zahara. Okay, thank you, Kiam. Good to see you here. Thanks, Serene. Okay, thanks, Yan. Good night.
Good night, Junaid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good night, everyone.